Fabio knelt down in front of Carla, taking a small box out of his pocket. His sweet, emotional voice echoed in the hotel lobby as she looked at him speechless. But what was really happening in that unpredictable moment? In the meantime, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our future stories, but now, enjoy. Carla and Fabio were a close-knit couple, bound by a love that had resisted time and hardship. They had met during their adolescence, attending the same school in their small town. Their love had grown slowly, like a flower that blooms with patience and care. At 20, they had decided to get married, even though their economic conditions did not allow for big celebrations. Their ceremony had been simple, but full of love and promises for the future. Carla had lost her father at a young age, leaving a void that seemed impossible to fill. She lived with her mother, Margarita, and her sister, Alice, and together they tried to move forward despite the loss. Fabio had become a constant and reassuring presence in their lives, filling that void with his kindness and dedication. Now, 10 years after their wedding, the woman felt the desire to celebrate this important milestone in a special way. Fabio had announced that he had to attend a work conference in Siena, and she had immediately thought of surprising him. She didn't want their anniversary to go unnoticed, so she decided to join him without telling him, to organize a romantic dinner. The day before her husband left, the girl had sought help from her mother and sister. Unfortunately, both were busy. Alice had an unsustainable workload, and Margarita had to visit an old sick friend in a nearby city. Despite the disappointment, she was not discouraged. The determination to surprise Fabio pushed her to organize everything on her own. The next morning, she took the train to Siena, full of hope and anticipation. When she arrived in the city, she checked into the same hotel as Fabio. She felt her heart pounding as she waited in the lobby, imagining the surprise on her husband's face when he saw her. But what happened next left her speechless. Fabio got out of the elevator, accompanied by Margarita. His wife remained still, watching the scene in disbelief. Her mother, who must have been in another city, was there with her husband. Determined to understand what was happening, she called Margarita. "Mom, where are you?" the woman asked, trying to remain calm. "I'm at my friend's house, like I told you," Margarita replied, showing no signs of nervousness. She quickly hung up, feeling betrayed and confused. Her surprise for Fabio was taking an unexpected turn. With shaking hands, she called Alice for comfort. "What's going on?" Alice asked worriedly. "You look upset." The woman explained the whole situation, from Margarita's unexpected arrival to the lie about her whereabouts. "Maybe our mother really did come here to help a friend, and she met Fabio by chance," Alice suggested, trying to reassure her. "But why would she lie about where he is?" her sister retorted, increasingly confused. Alice thought for a moment. "Wait, don't do anything impulsive. I'm coming to you to help you sort everything out. Please don't risk meeting Fabio and Mom again. It would be better if I put you up in another hotel. Wait for me, and we'll try to figure out what's going on together." He felt a moment of relief at the reassurance of his sister. He accepted Alice's suggestion and promised to wait for her before making any hasty decisions. He spent the rest of the day trying to figure out what to do, his heart pounding. Finally, he arrived in town and found Carla in the hotel. "I think we need to get out of here for a while," Alice said kindly. "Let's go to a restaurant, talk, and try to distract ourselves. Maybe that will help us understand better what's going on." The woman accepted the proposal, even though she didn't feel like eating much. They sat in a small, cozy restaurant and talked for a long time, trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. The confusion in her was starting to dissipate, but there was still a lot of uncertainty. The next day, they decided to return to the hotel with a plan in mind. "Dear sister, I think it would be better if you talk to Fabio while I talk to Mum," Alice suggested. "That way, we can have a clearer and more focused conversation." She entered the hotel lobby with a knot of nerves in her stomach. She was determined to face the situation head-on and finally find out what was going on between Fabio and his mother. When she saw the man, her resolve wavered. He was standing near the front desk, and when their eyes met, he didn't seem surprised to see her. Instead, there was a glimmer of anticipation in his gaze, as if he was waiting for her. The woman felt a shiver of confusion run down her spine, but before she could ask anything, the unbelievable happened. If you like the story, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks. The man knelt in front of her, pulling a small box from his pocket. "Carla," Fabio began, his voice soft and full of emotion. "We've been together for 10 years, and I wanted to do something special to celebrate this milestone in our lives. Since we didn't have the opportunity to have a big ceremony when we got married, I decided to prepare something so we can renew our vows together." She was stunned, unable to process what was happening. Her eyes widened in shock, and she looked at Fabio for answers. "Do you agree to marry me again?" her husband asked, opening the small box to reveal a beautiful, sparkling ring. She was still processing the unexpected turn of events, but deep down, she knew that was the answer he wanted to give. With tears in her eyes, she nodded, her voice thick with emotion. "Yes, Fabio, I accept." As soon as she said the words of consent, an even bigger surprise awaited her. Alice and Margarita appeared from where they had been hiding, radiating joy and enthusiasm, ready to celebrate with the couple. "What's going on here?" she asked, confused, between laughter and tears of joy. "The bride can't see the groom before the ceremony," Alice joked with a touch of humor. "We'll take you to get ready." Still shocked by the turn of events, Carla took leave of Fabio with a tearful kiss and went out, accompanied by her mother and sister, ready to discover what fate still had in store for her. "I'm sorry for making you believe that there was something wrong," Alice said with a mischievous smile, "but you almost ruined our plans by coming here to the city without telling anyone." "I'm sorry, my daughter. It was really hard to lie to you about where I was," Margarita added, "but Fabio asked me to come with him to organize the party." She looked from one to the other, puzzled. "So there was no work conference? And not even your sick friend?" "No," Alice and Margarita exclaimed in unison, laughing together. With the truth finally revealed, the woman found herself immersed in a whirlwind of emotions. Despite all the chaos and surprises, she knew she was about to experience a special moment with Fabio. The vow renewal ceremony took place in a beautiful garden under a sunny blue sky. The beautiful bride walked down the aisle, radiant in her white dress, while Fabio awaited her with a loving smile on his face. Alice and Margarita were there to witness the moment, along with friends and family who had gathered to celebrate the couple's love. At the end of the ceremony, the newlyweds were greeted with applause and warm congratulations. A lively and loving celebration followed, marking the beginning of a new chapter in their lives together.